Let's jump into the first question, question 25 of paper 058022 May June 2019. Describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. This is triangle A, it is the object, and this is triangle B, the image. So we want to find out the type of transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. So the best practice is to label the image and the object respectively. So let's start from the object, that's triangle A. This will be point P, point Q, and point R respectively. So if you look at these points, okay, that is points P and Q, or line PQ, is the same as this side here, okay. So if we rotate it clockwise like this, so point P will come here, Q will go down, and R will be here. So this tells us that the type of transformation is rotation and the direction is clockwise. So we are left with two things: the center of rotation and the angle of rotation. So the first one you should get is the center of rotation, as that will help you to get the angle of rotation. So to get the center of rotation, you need to draw a line to connect a point from the object to the corresponding point of the image, and draw or construct the perpendicular bisector of that line. So for the first one, let's connect point P and point P prime prime. Okay, so this should be P prime, this should be Q prime, and this should be R prime. Okay, so that was an oversight. Then we need to take a pair of compasses. Okay, so center at point P prime. Okay, you set it very well. Then open a radius that is more than half of the line segment P prime. Okay, I can increase it a little bit, so I'm good to go. Then we need to draw an arc, but mind you, if you want to draw an arc, make sure you target where you think the perpendicular bisector could pass through, so that you don't have to redraw or reconstruct the arc. So it's good to always put that into consideration. So I've done this. Okay, so the other side I'll do the same thing. So this is like the middle. Okay, so I can draw like this. So I'm sure that the perpendicular bisector will pass through the arcs. Okay, so center at P again with the same radius. So let's scroll up a little bit, so I can bring my pair of compasses here. Then you arc this one here. Okay, then you come down and also arc this one here. So we have the first perpendicular bisector, so we can connect them together. So let's join them together like this. So you may want to maybe extend the line later, okay, but it doesn't matter for now, and you can immediately do that to have a longer one. Okay, because we need where the perpendicular bisectors meet, at least two of them. Okay, so let's draw a perpendicular bisector of another line. So in this case, I will connect point R and R prime together. So from here, so let's draw a line here. Okay, then let's draw the perpendicular bisector of R prime, center at R, so a radius that is a little bit more than half of that line segment. Okay, so let's reduce it a little bit. Okay, so we can draw an arc. Remember to draw the arc where you think the perpendicular bisector will pass through, so that you don't have to redraw again. So here again, I will draw another arc here. So I'm good to go like this. Okay, so with the same radius, center at P at R prime. Okay, center at R prime. Then you shift this a little bit. Then you bisect the arc here like this. Okay, so let's bisect the other one too. So you have this. Now we can connect the two arcs together now. So the first one is here. Let's draw a line, and the second one is here. Okay, so you can set this very well. Okay, so you may want to extend this one, although it doesn't matter because we've already seen where the two perpendicular bisectors meet. Okay, so now I have the center. Look at it here. They meet at this point here. So that is the point where x is equals to 1 and y is equals to 0. So this is the point of intersection of the two perpendicular bisectors, and that is the center of rotation. So now I have only one thing left. That will be the angle now. So to get the angle, all you need to do is to draw a line from the object and is to draw a line from the center of rotation to a point on the object, and draw a line from the center of rotation to the corresponding point of the image. So in this case, I'll be using P and P prime. So let's draw a line from the center of rotation to P. Okay, then I'll also draw a line from the center of rotation to P prime. Okay, so now this will tell you how point P was rotated, okay, from here to this place. And if you look at it very well, this is a right angle here, 90 degrees. You may want to put the protractor there to actually see the reading. We have done that several times, okay, or we did that several times in part 1. So you should be a pro now. Okay, so I can now go to the question and write rotation here. That is the type of transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. Rotation. Okay, then I will write the center or rotation 90 degrees. Okay, clockwise. You can write it anyhow. Okay, clockwise. Okay, then the center is what? Center x equals to 1. That is 1, 0. X equals to 1. Then y is equals to 0. So let's look into part B. We need to describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle C. So triangle A onto triangle C. This is triangle A and this is triangle C here. So if you look at it very well, what do you think this could be? Okay. Of course, this is not translation. Okay, I'm sure you know that, and this is not reflection. Okay, so the only thing that should come to your mind is what? Is enlargement, because C is bigger than A. That is, the image C is bigger than the object A. So that is enlargement. Okay, so in enlargement, we basically need two things. The first one is the scale factor, and the second one is the center of enlargement. So we need to firstly get the scale factor is easy to get. You just have to compare the ratio or compare two corresponding sides. Okay, so by getting the ratio, so look at this side here. Okay, it's the same as the side there, right? Okay, and the step here will be 1, 2. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 steps here and we have 2 here. So don't forget that we are looking for the transformation that maps A onto C. So it's different from C onto A. Okay, so in this question we are dealing with the transformation, single transformation that maps A onto C. So this will be 2 multiplied by 2. That will give us 4. So that means the scale factor is what? Is 2. This is the scale factor. The scale factor is 2. But this is not sufficient for you to say that the scale factor is 2, because it could either be positive 2 or negative 2. So you can only get to know that when you know the center of enlargement. Now we need to get center of enlargement. So this point is already R, this is Q, and this is P. So I can label them accordingly. So since I know that this is P, this is Q, right? Okay, so P prime prime and Q prime prime will be here. Of course, this is R, so no doubt about this. This is R prime prime. Then either of these two will be P prime prime and Q prime prime respectively. So which one do you think will be P prime prime and Q prime prime between this and this? If you look at these two shapes, that is triangles A and C, you see that they are in opposite direction to one another, right? That means this one is moving in one direction like this. Look at point R. Let's say it's moving towards this direction, and look at R now, it's pointing towards this direction. Okay, so R is pointing towards this direction and R prime prime is pointing towards this direction. So that means they are moving towards different opposite direction. Okay, so they are moving towards opposite directions. Okay, so that means the scale factor is negative. It can be these two, because if it is positive 2, they should be moving towards the same direction. Okay, so that is a clue or a hint for you to know that the scale factor is negative 2. Okay, so if that be the case, so if R is here and R prime prime is now here, okay, so automatically if you try to let this triangle A to be like this, that is R to be facing up, so you think that P prime prime should be here and Q prime prime should be here. Okay, is that correct? So if you do that, you will see that this hypotenuse side, okay, will be facing this side, so which is not the same as this. Okay, so if you do it like this and you try to get the center of enlargement and it's wrong, so what you need to do is to erase this, okay, and put Q prime prime here and put what? R prime prime here. So that is one thing. Okay, another thing you should take note is that if you look at the object, look at the hypotenuse side, we have P R there, so the hypotenuse side should be in form of P and R here. Okay, sorry, this should be P. Okay, P prime prime. So that is another hint for you. Okay, so we have R prime prime, P prime prime to be the hypotenuse, and P and R, okay, are also at the hypotenuse side. Okay, so to get to the center of enlargement without wasting much time, so we need to connect corresponding points together. So let's take point R here. Okay, let's connect it to R prime prime. Okay, so you may want to extend this later. Okay, so let's connect another one, P prime prime and P. Okay, so let's connect them together. Okay, so this is what you have here. So if you look at this now, of course you may want to say that this is your what? Center of enlargement. Okay, so that is x equals to 0, y equals to 2, which is enough for you to get that. Okay, but if you want to confirm, then you can connect what? The third one, that will be Q prime prime and Q. Okay, and that is the confirmation. Can you see? So that this is the center of enlargement. That is here x equals to 0, y equals to 2. Okay, now if you want to confirm that this should be negative 2, the scale factor, already I've told you that it is a negative scale factor because the direction in which the two triangles are moving is what? Opposite to one another. So that tells me that the scale factor is negative. But alternatively, you can count a step from the object, so, and see how it goes to this one. Okay, that will be the confirmation. So let's take a point. Okay, let's say point P from the object now. So if from the center of enlargement, okay, so let's count. So this would be 1, or you can go either X first or Y first. Anyone you take is okay. So this would be, let's say X equals to 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you have 3 here. X is equals to 3. Okay, so you can write 3 here. Okay, and you can just count from the center of enlargement to each of the points. That will be easier. That is 1, 2, 3. That's for point P. X equals to 3. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Then Y is equals to 4. Okay, so if you multiply by 2, so that should give you 6 against 8. That means from the center of enlargement you count 6 towards the right hand side, okay, like this direction. So you can see that the image C is not here, so it is towards this direction. That means we should have a negative number here. Okay, so if you count from here 6, and you can see that the point P prime is down, that means you have to go down. So moving like this is negative, coming down like this is negative. So that tells us that the scale factor is negative. Okay, so this should be negative 6 and this should be negative 8. Okay, so the negative here tells us that you have to move towards the left hand side from the center of enlargement, and the negative here tells us that you have to go downward. Okay, so let's confirm that from the center of enlargement, let's count 6 to the left hand side for X. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, then let's count 8 downward because of negative 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that tells us that the scale factor is negative 2. Okay, so let's write the description here. Okay, so the name of the transformation is enlargement. Let's write enlargement. Okay, by scale factor of what? Negative 2. Okay, and center of enlargement is equals to X equals to 0, Y is equals to 2. So for telling us enlargement, you have 1 mark. For giving the correct scale factor, 1 mark. For giving the center, you have 1 mark. So you have 3 marks here. So in part 1, I told you that the mark you have here, okay, tells you, can also help you to get the name of the transformation, because in a transformation where we only need 2 things, take for instance the name of the transformation and maybe the dimension for translation, for instance. Okay, so that will be 2 marks. So if you have a reflection, you need to tell us the type of reflection as well as the center, or the center or the mirror line, the equation of the mirror line, and the name of the transformation, which is reflection. So that will also be 2 marks as well. So for rotation and enlargement, the mark usually is 3. Okay, so let's go to the next question. So this will be question 1 of paper 058041 May June 2019. So let's go to the question. Translate shape T by the vector -1, 6. So this means that x is equals to -1. Okay, x equals to -1 and y is equals to 6. Okay, -1 means you have to go along the left hand side of x. So y equals to 6 means you have to go upward along y. So let's start by labeling the shape. Okay, so this should be point, let's say A, B, C and D. Okay, so let's start from point A, that will be 1 minus 1, that is left hand side. Then 6 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So A prime will be here. Then for point B, so it will be minus 1 for x. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then B prime will be here. So for C, it will be minus 1, 1. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so if you understand it very well, so you can easily say, okay, this is B prime. So B and C have 2 steps between them. So you can just get the 2 steps here. Okay, for the last one here, this is D. Okay, 1 to the left hand side, 1. Then let's go up 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So point D prime will be here. So we need to connect the point together. This and this, this and this. Let's take that again. So this and this, this and this, and finally this and this. So this will be the image of shape T, and you may want to put T prime here, although that is not required. Sorry, it's required. Label the image A. So let's remove this and label it as what? A. So if it is required, you must use the required label. Okay. Roman figure 2. Rotate shape T about the point 5,3. This is the center of rotation through 180 degrees, and label the shape, label the image B. Okay. So let's locate the center of rotation. That will be x equals to 5, y equals to 3. So this is the center of rotation. That is where you have point B. X equals to 5, y equals to 3. Okay. Then if we want to rotate this 180 degrees, okay, the direction does not really matter here. If you have 180 degrees, if you go clockwise direction, is the same thing as anti-clockwise direction for 180 degrees. So that is the reason you don't have the direction here. Okay. Now for point B, if I want to see how it goes, okay, from the center, for B it will not move, right? Because this is the point. Okay, so let's count. Let's rotate point A. So point A will move 90 degrees. Okay, so that means we need to take a protractor. Okay, let's take the protractor to make it easier for us. I can reduce. Okay, I can reduce this. Okay, yes. So let's put the center at the center of the protractor should be at the center of rotation. Okay, so point A is currently at 0 degree here. So 180 degrees will bring it here. Okay, somewhere here. Okay, and in this case now, the gap between A and B should be what? Should be a stop. So that means it's going to be here. Okay, let's put the point here. So that will be A prime prime. Wow. Okay, I hope this will not be, okay, this will be A prime. Okay, prime. So I didn't know that we are asked to name this image A. Okay, so I will have used another letters for the labeling. Okay, but let's continue. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I have it there. The next one is point D. So if I draw a line from point D to the center of rotation, okay, like this, from point D to the center of rotation, okay, let's repeat that. Point D, okay, good, to the center of rotation. Then I will need to place the protractor on it, okay, because I'm rotating the point D. So center of the protractor should be on the center of rotation, then point D should be 0 degree. Okay, then 180 degrees. Let's see. Okay, good. 180 degrees will be somewhere here. Okay, so let's take the protractor. Look at it here. Then we need to measure the distance between B and D. So let's do that. That is from the center of rotation to point D. So we need a ruler here. Let's pick the ruler. Let's roll up. It's up here. Good. This is the ruler. Then let's measure the distance from point D like this. So let's take this down a little bit. Okay, so let's adjust this a little bit. This is point D at 0. This is about 3.7. Okay, so from here we need to set the center of rotation with the angle here. So we want to have about 3.7 here. So this will be the image of point D here, this particular junction. So let's remove it. So this will be D prime. Okay, so we've got this. Then the next one is to rotate point C. So point C has 2 steps, and we can still measure that. Okay, so and we already have a line from point C to the center of rotation, so which is this. Okay, you don't need to redraw another one. For point A, I didn't draw a line from point A to the center of rotation because we already have a line there, so we don't need to draw another one. So to rotate point C 180 degrees, you put the center of the protractor at the center of rotation. Then point C should be 0 degree from here. Okay, so you adjust it very well. Yes, I think I'm good to go. Okay, then if you rotate point C like this from 0 up to 180 degrees, it will be here, this one. Okay, so let's see. The gap between point C and the center of rotation is just 2. Okay, so that means I can count 2 here. 1, 2. Okay, so there's no need to use ruler to measure that. So this will be C prime. So point B won't shift because it is the center of rotation. So this will also be point B will also be B prime. Okay, so we need to connect the 4 points together, this and this. Okay, let's repeat that. This and this, then this and this, then this and this, and finally this and this. So we are asked to label the image B. So that is the rotation of shape T about point X equals to 5, Y equals to 3 through 180 degrees. Okay, so Roman figure 3, describe fully the single transformation that maps shape A onto shape B. So this is shape A and this is shape B. So we want to describe the single transformation that maps shape A onto shape B. So you need to compare the corresponding points. So what you need to do is to compare 2 points, that is a point from the object and a point from the image. So in this case, A is the object while B is the image. So let's take A prime, okay, against A prime. You see that A prime is here and A prime is here. Okay, so it means it was rotated, right? So that is towards this direction. So that is clockwise direction. Okay, so we can say that the single transformation is what? Is rotation. Okay, we need to get the we know the direction, which is clockwise. We need to get the center as well as the angle of rotation. So to get the center, of course, you need to bisect corresponding sides. Okay, so let's do that. C and C prime prime, so we can connect them together like this. Okay, then let's draw the perpendicular bisector. We need a pair of compasses, so it should be up here. Pair of compasses. Okay, let's pick one. Okay, so here, so this now, center at C prime. Okay, then open a radius that is more than half of the line segment. So I think we are good like this. Okay, so let's arc up and down. So arc up like this. Okay, then arc the opposite side. Okay, so with center at C prime prime, okay, with the same radius, then you need to, since this is somehow short, let's see. Okay, it's not, that's narrow escape. Then you bring it to the other side here. Okay, so you have, oh, that is short. Okay, so let's see if you can get it. So this is one of the reasons one should be drawing a longer arc. No, so this cannot be it. So let's adjust it a little bit. Okay, let's see. Nope. So let's adjust it a little bit. So this is what you should try to avoid. Okay, no, a little bit. Let's take it up a little bit. So let's confirm it. Yes, I think this is okay now. Okay, so wow, no. So that is not okay. So let's shift it down a little bit. So will it go like this? Okay, let's confirm this. I think this is better. Okay, so this will be the point now. So we can draw a line to join them together. So from here, let's draw a line. Okay, and you may want to, extend this, because you can never tell where the two perpendicular bisector lines will meet. Okay, so let's take another corresponding point. Think now we can take let's take A, and let's take B, and B is too far here. Where is D? Okay, let's take D and D prime prime. So D and D prime prime, can take anyone you feel like taking, there's no problem. So let's bisect them. Okay, so this will be center at point D prime, center at point D prime. Okay, then take a radius that is more than half of the line. Okay, yeah, we are good to go. So let's draw an arc here. So always draw an arc where you think the perpendicular bisector will pass, that is the middle. Okay, so here it can be somewhere around there. Let's scroll down a little bit for you to see it clearly. So I can draw like this, it will pass somewhere around here. So I'm good to go. So let's put it at the other end here. Okay, so let's draw the intersection of the arc. Okay, so look at it, it's a little bit okay. Then look at this. Okay, can you see? So this is very close as well. Okay, so we need to join them together. So from here, let's take this one like this, then to this one here. Okay, so this will give us the center of rotation, and if you look at it here, is x equals to 4.5, okay, and y is equals to 6. This is where the two meet. So that is x equals to 4.5, the middle, then y is equals to 6. So this is the center of rotation. Okay, so the next thing you need to get, okay, so let's see the question. It seems I've forgotten. Describe fully the single transformation that maps shape A, okay, onto shape B. Okay, so we've got the name of the transformation, we've got the center of rotation, we've got the direction, so it's only the angle we have left. Okay, so let's try. If you want to get the angle, okay, so the protractor will help us. So let's take a point. We need a protractor here. Okay, or let's draw a line first from the center of rotation to any point. Let's take point okay, let's take point B prime. Okay, and from the center of rotation, let's draw a line to the corresponding point, that is B prime prime. Okay, so look at what we have here. So this is glaring, right? This is 180 degrees, right? So you don't even need the protractor. Okay, so we can complete the statement down here. You can say that we have rotation, okay, and then the direction, the angle is what? 180 degrees. You don't need the clockwise or anti-clockwise, because for 180 degrees any direction will be okay. Then center will be what? Center, that is x equals to 4.5 and y is equals to 6. So this is what you should have here. So for this question again, okay, there is at times you could have enlargement. Okay, you could have enlargement and the scale factor will be let's say 1. It's possible. Okay, so the scale factor could be a whole number. Okay, it could be a decimal number like 0.5 or 1/2, and it could be positive like +1, and it could be negative like -1. Okay, and it could be a fraction and negative, that is -1/2 or -0.5, and it could be a fraction and positive. Okay, so any of these could be your scale factor. Okay, so but for this question there is probability that it could be what's it called, enlargement. You can say you have enlargement. Okay, so and the scale factor will be -1. Look at a prime and b prime. A prime and b prime is moving towards this direction here. Okay, and look at a prime prime and b prime prime is moving towards this direction. So this is why I said that it could be enlargement as well. Okay, and the scale factor will surely be negative because they are heading towards different directions. Okay, so that is negative here. Okay, and to get the scale factor now, look at a prime and b prime is 1. A prime prime and b prime prime is also 1. That means the scale factor is the same, that is 1. Okay, that's a unit. So that means the scale factor is negative and it is 1. The corresponding sides remain the same. Okay, so that is how to get the scale factor. If you want to get the center of enlargement now, let's see. You need to draw a line to connect corresponding points. So in this case I have A and then A prime prime. So let's draw a line like this, A and A prime prime. Okay, then if you draw another one, let's say B and B prime prime. Okay, that will give us this B and B prime prime, right? So what do you notice? It's still the same center for center of rotation. Is still the same center of what? Of enlargement. So that means you can come here and say that although one is okay for you, but I'm just showing you this. Okay, so you can say or enlargement, then scale factor is equals to -1, and center of enlargement is what? 4.5, 6. Okay, so can you see one of the reasons of solving past papers you see different questions, you gain different experience, and you build your confidence. Okay, so that is one of the reasons you should solve questions a lot. Okay, so let's go to part B. Reflect shape T in the line y equals to x. Okay, so we have done this several times. So y equals to x will be the origin and a diagonal line in this direction. It means where x and y have similar or the same values. When x is positive, y is positive. When x is negative, y is also negative. Okay, so that is the meaning of y equals to x. Okay, so let me change the color so that you have a different color for the mirror line. So I'm using the red one now. Okay, good. So this is what you have here. This is the mirror line, okay, or line of symmetry. So we want to reflect shape T. So this is shape T here. You can see that it's a diagonal line. So don't forget at the beginning or introduction of video 1, that is part 1, I told you that if you have a diagonal line like this, okay, if you want to reflect the points of a shape, so you don't go directly like this. If you count, you go in other way around. So don't forget that I showed you that. So in case you have forgotten or you didn't see the first one, you can just go to part 1 and see about, I think, within 2 to 3 minutes thereabout. So you see the explanation there. So for this one, point A, I will count 1 like this, 1 to the mirror line. So I can never count 1 in the same direction because this is a diagonal line. So you can only count in the same direction if your mirror line is either horizontal or vertical. So but for this one, if I count 1 here, okay, so I can't count 1 down, okay, because it's not reflecting. So it should reflect to the other side. So I have to count 1 up. So this will be A prime prime prime. So for B, I have 1, 2. So I'll count 1, 2 up here. So this will be B prime prime. Of course, the distance between them, the step between them is just 1. So for point D, it will be 1. So you go 1 up, once up. This is 1. This will be D prime prime prime. So for point C, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you go 4 upward. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's say that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. It will be here. So this will be C prime prime prime. And finally point B. 1. Okay, I think I've done that. So I have the 4 points now. This is A prime prime. So this will be B. Here is B prime prime prime. So let's connect them together. This and this. This and this. Good. Okay. And this and this. And finally, this and this. Let's go to the next question. That will be B Roman figure 2. Find the matrix that represent the transformation in part B Roman figure 1. So part B Roman figure 1 is a reflection along the y equals to x. Okay, so earlier in part 1, I showed you how you can use matrix to transform a particular shape, and also drew something like this. Okay, you have the y-axis and you have the x-axis. Okay, so I said you should have a point here. So let's call this point A, and you should have another point here. Let's call this one point B. Okay, so in this case, so the reflection in B Roman figure 1 took place along y equals to x. So that is this diagonal line here. Okay, so now we have 2 points as a case study now. So here A is, say, let's say 1, 0 here, and B is 0, 1. So if you are reflecting A along this y equals to x, this is the mirror line. So that means you count 1 here and 1 here like this. okay, so let me draw this nearer so that you see it very well. So this is point A now. Okay, so if you want to reflect point A along this now, don't forget that you have to count up here once and once here. So because this is a diagonal line, so that means after reflection, point A will be here. Okay, so here it will be the image will be x equals to 0 and y equals to 1. Okay, so for point B, if you want to reflect point B along this diagonal line, so let's say you count once here, okay, and you have to reflect it downward, that is once. So point B, the image of point B will be here now, and it is x equals to 1, y equals to 0. So it will be x equals to 1, y equals to 0. So this will be the matrix. So we're going to have 0, 1, 1, 0. So let's go to the next question. So this will be question 3 of paper 058042 May June 2019. Here on the grid, draw the image of triangle A after a translation by the vector -3, 2. Okay, that is x equals to -3, y is equals to 2. Okay, the image of triangle A. Okay, so let's label this to be P, Q, R. That's the best practice. So for point P, okay, x is -3. We count towards the left hand side of x. That will be 1, 2, 3. Okay, and y equals to 2. We go up 2 times. 1, 2. So this will be P prime. Okay, for R, we go to the left hand side 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then up 2 times. 1, 2. It will be here. So that is R prime. Then for Q, 3 to the left hand side. 1, 2, 3. Then y equals to 2 upward. 1, 2. So it will be here. So we have Q prime here. So we can connect the points together. This and this. We have this and this. And finally this and this. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Triangle A after a reflection and the line y equals to x. Okay, so triangle A along the line y equals to x, that's the mirror line. So if you want to draw the mirror line, so it will be this one here. So let's connect this like this. Okay, so we are good to go like this, and you may want to extend this. Okay, like this. Sorry, let's repeat this like this. Okay, so let's scroll down a little bit. Okay, so let's adjust this. It should be like this. That is the line. Okay, perfect. So don't forget that this is a diagonal line. So let's reflect each of these 3 points of triangle A. So for Q, you have 1. Then you can't go up because you are throwing it back to yourself. So it should be 1 here, then 1 down. So point Q prime will be here. For this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have P prime here. So for this you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have it here. This will be R prime. Okay, so we can connect the points together. So this and this. We have this and this. We have this and this. Okay, so this will be the reflection of triangle A along y equals to x. Then B, describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. So this is triangle A and this is triangle B. So what you need to do is to try and get the corresponding sides. Okay, for this one, RQ, I have 1, 2, 3. So which side gives 1, 2, 3? 1, 2, 3. So this side, okay, should be 1 2 3. So this side and this side should be equal. So look at the order. We want to describe fully the single transformation that maps A onto B. So for this one to be like this, okay, so can it be, so of course point P is here, look at it, so this will be P prime prime prime. So for it to be like this, that means it was turned something as in towards this direction, okay. So if you do that, so Q should come up here, it will be Q prime prime prime, and R should come here, R prime prime prime. So can you see how important it is to always label the shapes, that is the object and the image? So it helps a lot when you do that. It makes it to be very simple for you to understand. So we can say that this is, the transformation is rotation and it is anti-clockwise. So we need to get the center of rotation, and to do that, you know what we should do. Let's connect corresponding points from the object and the image together. So I'll pick Q prime 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 and Q. So let's bisect this. We need a pair of compasses. So let's bring this down, okay. So we'll bring this down, take a radius that is more than half of the line segment, center at Q prime prime prime, okay. So I can adjust this a little bit. So let's bring this here, okay. This is good. So this should be the center around here. So let's draw an arc here. Then we can draw an arc here too at the opposite side. So it should be around this place, okay. Always target the center. Then center at point Q, okay. So with the same radius, okay. So center here with the same radius. So let's draw an arc here to intersect this. You can see this was a narrow escape, okay. So to intercept this one here, okay, so we can now scroll down. Then let's join them together. So it will be here and here like this. So you may need to extend it later, but for now let's leave it. Or simply you can just do that straight away, okay, so that it can meet anywhere they need to meet, okay. So this one is okay here. So let's take another one. We just bisected Q and Q prime prime prime. So let's take which one? Let's take R and R prime prime prime. So it will be this particular one here. This is R here, okay. Then R prime 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 will be this one here. So we need to take a pair of compasses, okay. So let's take this now. Center at R prime prime prime, okay. So adjust the a pair of compasses. So the radius should be more than half of the line segment, okay. So I can now draw an arc here, okay. So make sure it is somewhere around the center, and this one too I can do something like this, okay. With the same radius, let's go to R, okay, point R here. So let's draw an arc like this, okay, to intersect this one. So this is it here, and come to this side and do the same thing here. So we're going to have this. So we can join them together. Let's scroll a little bit. You need to be very careful when you are joining these together, okay. So I think I can write, look at the first when we bisected Q and Q prime prime, we have this arc, okay, here, as well as this arc here, okay. Can you see that? Okay, so for the second one, when we bisected R and R prime prime prime, we got this arc here, okay, and the corresponding one is this one here, okay, and not this one. We need to be using different colors, okay. So this one I can change it to blue. That's the first perpendicular bisector, okay. Then so let's select this. Okay, you select this one. So this is the line here. So let's change the color to red. Okay, now we are good to go. So the two perpendicular bisector meet here. That is x equals to 1 and y is equals to -1. Okay, so this is the center of rotation, and you may want to connect a line to see the angle. So from the center of rotation, let's draw a line to point Q. So let's retake that. So from here, draw a line like this. Okay, so from the center of rotation, let's draw a line to the corresponding point. Okay, so it is obvious that this is a right angle and it is 90 degrees. So we have the necessary information, okay, to describe this single transformation. Okay, so we can easily write the name of the transformation, and it is rotation. We have rotation, okay, 90 degrees anti-clockwise, and you may want to write 270 degrees clockwise. Okay, so 90 degrees clockwise, okay, is the same thing as 270 degrees anti-clockwise. Okay, and if you have 90 degrees anti-clockwise, is the same thing as 270 degrees clockwise. Okay, so just to tell you about that. And the center will be equals to x equals to 1, then y equals to -1. So that is the full single transformation. Okay, so the next one is C from figure 1. Find the matrix that represents an enlargement scale factor of -2, center 0, 0. Okay, so for this one, you should also take note of something like this. Okay, let's draw the y-axis, then let's draw the x-axis as well. So take a point here. So this will be point A. Then take a point here. This will be point B. Okay, so if you want to do enlargement, okay, what will happen is that it will extend it. So this point A is what's it called, x equals to 1, and then y equals to 0. Okay, this is what you have here. So if you enlarge it by the scale factor of -2, that means you have to multiply. So it becomes -2 against 0. This will be the image. So if you come to point B, the enlargement, this is currently s equals to 0, then y is equals to 1. Okay, so if you enlarge it by the scale factor of -2, okay, you can see that the center of enlargement is the origin. Okay, that is here. Okay, so if you do that, it's going to be -2 times 0. It will be it will be 0. Then -2 times 1, it will be -2. So that means for the first one, we are going to have -2 against 0, and for the point B, second one, it's going to be 0 and -2. So this is super easy when you draw x-axis and y-axis. So it makes it to be very easy for you. So here we are asked to calculate the determinant of the matrix in part C by figure 1. So this is out of the discussion, so I will leave this, okay, as we are not discussing matrices. Okay, so this will be the end of this solution, that is part 2. So don't forget, we have 2 documents below this video, that is in the description and comment sections respectively. So the first one is the practice the practice PDF document for you to practice the same thing I have done in this video. And the second one is checkup. It contains some questions from Igcse past papers. Okay, so just a new question to test your understanding. Okay, so don't forget, when you see this video in the next 72 hours, another one will be available. Until then, stay cool and enjoy your learning. I wish you a happy learning.